distinguished Nigerian. Thank you all for coming. Announcing the arrival of His Excellency President Olusegun Obasanjo, former head of state of Nigeria, former president of Nigeria, statesman, global icon, one of the most important products of the Nigerian society in the 20th and the 21st century. Farmer, spirit of Africa, Baba Yabo, Baba Africa, Ebora Uwu. Should I go on? Jagumolu of Egbaland, Balogun of Uwu, Olori Omolu of Ibogun, Olaogun. You are welcome, sir. And thank you, every one of you, for attending this occasion, the second in the series of the Dele Momodu Leadership Lecture. Last year, when we gathered here, our guest lecturer was Professor Bath Nnaji, who spoke about the politics of energy. Today, the topic is how to end hunger and poverty. If we could just all be seated, as I ask respectfully, that we all rise for the national anthem.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. Oh God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build our nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
Thank you very much. Please, we may be seated. Well, very quickly, this program is going to start. We're not going to delay. Baba is already here. He arrived on time, and we're not going to keep him waiting. But I look around the hall, and again, I would like to welcome all of you. I see Chief Ezekiel Fatoye. Chief Ezekiel Fatoye is a father to the celebrant of this occasion. I see Dr. Bode Olajumoke. Both of you are welcome, sir. I see also Tasty Fried Chicken. Chief and Chief Mrs. Adedayo. They are here. They are very close to the celebrant. I see other people in the hall who are here present. The Bob D gang, his friends. Folusho Adiagbo, who happens to be my mate, my birthday mate. I see Prince Dotun Ojelabi. I see Mr. Sheyi Orolugbagbe, and a host of other persons. Safulu Olamiti from the media industry. My colleague and friend, well, he's now a chief. He goes by the title chief. I don't know why a journalist will become a chief. Maybe one of these days I'll take some titles in Egbaland also. Chief Femi Adesina former presidential spokesman. But let me invite Mr. Oladele Ogunlano, a public relations expert and a tourism aficionado, to do more introductions. And then we'll go straight to business. Mr. Ogunlano, please.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have already recognized our Baba in the house, a statesman par excellence, Africa's voice on the global stage. You're welcome again, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR. I'd like to also recognize in our midst the royal family, the Shijuade and Aderemi families. We thank you for being with us. We recognize also our leaders, the diplomatic corps. We thank you for being with us. I recognize also the chairman, Odua Group Investment, Dr. Bimbo Ashiru, and also a respected political figure, an advocate for justice, equity, and fairness, Chief Olisa Metu. We recognize you and thank you for being here. A leading light in the Africa business landscape, chairman of Shoreline Group, and a man known for his sharp intellect, strategic foresight, Mr. Kola Karim, we are honored by your presence. We are also recognizing a woman of quiet strength and elegance, Mrs. Bolaji Momodu, who is the pillar behind the celebrant, wife, mother, confidant, who has walked this journey with grace and compassion. Today is your celebration, madam. A statesman, businessman, and man of culture, Chief Fashawe continues to play a vital role in nation building. We thank you for being here and we welcome you as well. A noble son of royalty, Prince Damola Aderemi, embodies tradition, diplomacy, and a forward-looking vision of Nigeria's heritage. We thank you and we welcome you. We will most definitely continue with recognitions as the event goes on, but we must continue, and I thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ogunlano. To that list, I had Elder John Adebanjo. Thank you for coming. Dr. Elisha Atai. Mr. Folusho Adegoke, I introduced him earlier. I keep introducing you, maybe because we share the same birthday. Tina Vuko Kwashe. I haven't seen her in decades. Where's she in the hall? Okay, there you are. How are you? Good to see you again after so many years. Chief Balaye Sofo is also in the hall. Otega Ogra is here from the presidency. The Shijuade family is well represented. Earlier on, I saw Prince Shijuade, who was just there in the hall. Chief Olisa Metu has been introduced. I've just seen Mr. Tony Okoroji. Mr. Tony Okoroji, thank you for coming. Chief Lai Oriowo, yeah, how could I leave him out? He's my in-law, Chief Lai Oriowo. This family is that Bia Oriowo. Yadura just arrived. She's welcome into Miss Chief Obi Anyanwu. Mr. Ezekiel Adamo of Bamora. Now, without much ado, in order to waste too much time, I would like to invite the celebrant to welcome us all. Now, I introduced him earlier on as we were starting the program. Now, he's the Akinrogun of Bongoland. Yare Tayeshi of Iwo land. The honor now, Ekurunchi, Oha one of HT. I don't know whether that one has a Buruburu or worldwide behind it, but he has a chieftaincy title in HT. He's also Bashorun of Okela. He's the Ehanekaye, they won't remove my teeth. Ehanekaye of Iviebe Kingdom. But you all know him as chairman of Ovation Media. You know him as a politician, Labour Party, National Conscience Party, now People's Democratic Party. He's an author, publisher, polemicist. Some people say, I read that today somewhere, That is the Babalawo of the Nigerian media. Babalawo, welcome your guest.
Thank you. Bàbá mi ò ní dọ̀bálẹ̀ yẹn tán sà, gbogbo ẹ̀ ojoojúmọ́ ni ó máa dọ̀bálẹ̀. Former president. But they say once a senator, once a senator. So why can't it be once a president, always a president? You are the president of Africa. A big round of applause for him. I will skip protocol for now and go straight to the point because Baba has so many other activities to attend to. So I will start by welcoming you with a Yoruba saying, Ojúmọ́ ti mọ́, a kò gbọ́ poroporo odó, ọ̀gànjọ́ gan, a kò gbọ́ wọ̀ṣọ̀wọ̀ṣọ̀ kọ̀ǹkọ̀ṣọ̀, kádìran méku, kádéku mẹ́ja, àfàìmọ̀, káwo má sùn lébi, àfàìmọ̀. I had to do that to encapsulate the reason we are here today. Ọ̀rọ̀ ebi ló gbé wa débi. Ọ̀rọ̀ ebi, it's about hunger. So who else can do justice to the issue of hunger in Africa than the Ebola Owu, Baba, President, Chief, Olusegun, Òkìkí ọlá kànká gbogbo ayé, Obasanjo. So since I'm not the lecturer, I will invite Baba in a second to start the lecture, but I want to thank everyone. It's very difficult to find Nigerians, especially on a Friday where there are weddings, there are funerals, and this hall is practically filled up. But one name attracted a lot of people. Everybody is because, are you sure Baba will come? I said, no. Baba is a man of his words. Unless you kill him, he will keep his words. Thank you, Baba. May you live long, sir. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Bob D. Yes, okay, thank you. Well, before we go on to the introduction of the guest lecturer, I would like to invite Mr. Ogunlano again to introduce more guests.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in our midst the Otun Oluwo Adimula of the Source, retired AIG Tunji Alakbini, here with us. Can we please give him a round of applause? I also recognize Pastor Idowili Yomade. Thank you for joining us. And also the board, the directors of Odua. I know I recognized the chairman, but I also recognize the members of the board. You're welcome and thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I see Otumba Rafiu Ladepo in the hall. Mr. Soji Awogbade, SAN, is also in the hall. Ara, that very distinguished female drummer and musical artist, is also here this morning. Ara, not Ara. That's the beauty of the Yoruba language. One word, you can say Ogun, whatever. That's the beauty. Anyway, yes, the governor of Night Shift, and Caleb's do mercy. Lord have mercy. Thank you very much for coming, sir. We will continue with the introductions as we proceed. Okay. Now, you see, Bob D, as he's also known, lived up to the billing as the Babalawo, the title that some people are trying to now impose on him. Oh. Anyway. Now, the chairman, we're still waiting for him. His Excellency, the governor of Osun State, dancing governor, Governor Ademola Jackson Deleke. The man has turned dancing into an art of governance, so much that when President Tinubu went to Anambra, he too started dancing. Very soon we'll have all our political leaders taking dancing lessons. But in the absence of the chairman, we may well just go straight to business, since Baba is here and Baba cannot wait for anyone. Hunger and poverty. You all know that our guest lecturer knows a lot about hunger and poverty. Not just because he's a farmer of talents, a farmer in the practical sense, a farmer of ideas, but also because he understands the connection in this as a leader, as a global statesman, and the connection between hunger and poverty and other issues, governance, climate change, conflict, famine, and all the other issues that you can think of, whether it's in Congo or elsewhere in Africa. And as leader of Nigeria, head of state, 1975 to 1979, as a military leader, president, 1999 to 2007, these are practical issues that he had to deal with. You all know Operation Feed the Nation. You all know Green Revolution. You all know the poverty alleviation program that President Obasanjo introduced when he was in office. Many books have been written about this, even if he himself has not specifically written a book on poverty and hunger. It is an issue that he has always had to deal with. He's an author. My Command, Nzogu, My Watch, which is in 3 volumes. In one of those volumes of My Watch, Baba devoted about a whole paragraph to talk about Reuben Abati. So abuse me, with due respect, sir. It would be wrong for a son to say his father abused him. You know, he has written Africa in Perspective, a perspective, the issue of Africa, its challenges, and poverty alleviation is one of those issues, 1999 to 2007, that the Obasanjo administration confronted frontally. There are many critiques of what he did with it and all of that. But beyond all of that, he's a farmer in the practical sense. Whether he's in Ota, or he's in Isenyi, or he's in Cross River State, this is a man who knows his subject. We're lucky to have him as one of the icons from Nigeria in the 20th and 21st century. And as an Egba man, we are very proud to have him. He's a father figure of Egba land. Where is the Jagumolu of Egba land? Where is the Balogun of Owu? Where is the Olori Omolu of Ibogun or Laogun? But beyond all of that, apart from being a community leader, he plays on the global stage. And even at 88, 89, he has remained very relevant. Don't be surprised if Baba came here from Rwanda, and when he lives here now, you will say he's on his way to Morocco. Or Addis Ababa. Okay, some people, okay, that's Iyadura Esther Ajayi. You know Baba very well. But today, we're very privileged to have him in our midst. It's about hunger. In Africa, over 200 million people are hungry. Half of the children in Africa are malnourished, undernourished. And poverty and hunger remain very critical issues. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, now before I invite Baba to the podium, I would like all of us, out of respect, to start by standing up and giving him a round of applause. Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, GCON. Baba o, Baba o, Baba o, Oluwada Baba. Thank you.
Please be seated.
Clear it. Clear all the media. Please clear all your media people.
Clear the way.
Kábíyèsí ẹ jókòó. Can I now take over? Kábíyèsí, ẹ káàbọ̀, adé apẹ́ lórí, bàtà apẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀. Inú mi dùn pé ẹ wà ń bí fún ọmọ yín, ọmọ wa. Àẹ pẹ́ẹ́pẹ́ẹ́pẹ́ ọmọ tí ẹ torí ẹ wá dá lọ́lá náà pẹ́ẹ́pẹ́ẹ́pẹ́. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, if I'm saying things that are not in logical order, you will have to forgive me. The first thing I want to say is that say why that in Yoruba land. Wọ́n ní yìnyínyìnyín yìí a lè ṣe mí. You praise whoever deserves to be praised so that you encourage him or her to continue to do more. I must confess, when I came here this morning, I was really surprised at the amount of improvement that has been done here to this institution. So I want to thank and commend all those that have contributed to making this place a changed place that we have it now. I was in Dublin attending the Interaction Council meeting when I received Dele's invitation card, putting me as lecturer and giving me the topic of how to end and poverty in Africa. Really, maybe it was my own misunderstanding or your own improper briefing. When you came, you invited me, and I agreed. Until I got your invitation in writing and a card, practically a card, my telephone. I did not realize that you also want me to give a lecture. So when I got the invitation and I saw lecture, I thought, what should I do? Was Dele pulling a fast one on me? My first reaction was to call you and tell you, Dele, I've received your invitation, but when you came to see me, it was not an invitation, or is it me that hadn't got it right? Then, while I was still debating in my mind what exactly to do, I looked at the card again, and I saw that my brother, former President Goodluck Jonathan, was supposed to be special guest of. Well, while giving me the hard task and giving President Jonathan the soft, pleasurable task, I didn't know why. But looking at the card, I saw that Ruben Abati And the first thing you do as a farmer is to provide for your family. We were poor, but we were not hungry. You would say today the type of food we ate, you will say it's an unbalanced diet. But balance or no balance, we had food. We filled our stomach. And our case is like the case of the Sierra Leonean woman who was a devoted churchgoer. She was a poor woman, but her dress was always very well done, very well pressed, very neat, but tattered. So the pastor came and mounted the pulpit. Amadwa, Ishite Munso, Pastor Tiakro. And the pastor then opened up, said, Holy, holy, holy Lord God Almighty. And Mama Saro got up and said, holy, holy, but clean. That is, he thought that the first pastor was referring to her dress, which has many holes in it. And then he got up and said, Pastor, he holy, holy, but he clean. So we were poor, village, but we were not. So the holy, holy, but he clean. We were poor, but now, I believe that poverty, as those who plan the program had in mind, is abject poverty. And that is poverty in which, in the worst form, or to the maximum extent, it is ignoble and extremely very, very hard people. Let me, you will forgive me, this is the first time I'm trying to use computer, give a lecture. And then, if you know that I am BBC, from before computer, now I have to get used to it. So, but when we talk of poverty, because I want to separate hunger from poverty. When we talk of poverty, it's relative. I said we were poor in the village, but we were not hungry. A man with bicycle is a poor man compared with a man with a car. A man with Peugeot is a poor man compared with a man with Mercedes Benz. A man with a bungalow may be a poor man compared with a man with a story building. So, I'd rather talk of abject poverty. And when I refer to our poverty in the village, it was not abject poverty. It was poverty in terms of money we have in our pocket, but we are well fed. Even though Our food could be eba in the morning, eba in the afternoon, and maybe, if we are lucky, pounded yam in the evening. It's all carbohydrate, but our stomach was full. I believe that the poverty that we are talking about is abject poverty. Where was to see people who could not even be sure of what they will have or the morning of the next day. So I want us to differentiate abject poverty, which goes along with hunger, from relative poverty, which, as I said, you can say you are poor when you have one bicycle, but you are not hungry. So now that we are on the same wavelength, we can agree that ending abject poverty will end hunger. And ending hunger will have implication for ending abject poverty. Ending abject poverty, of course, will end hunger. And ending hunger will have implication for ending abject poverty. If you really want to find solution to a problem, you must thoroughly understand the problem and all the factors that have bearing on it and implications for the problem. So we are talking of hunger and poverty. What really is the fundamental cause of poverty and hunger? Poverty and chronic hunger, as we lay both of them out interchangeably for discussion, we must agree that they emanate from the same element. And that element is distribution of resources. That element is distribution of resources. God gave us resources for the world, for a continent, for a nation. How those resources are exploited, and distributed determines hunger and poverty. Now, if we move on from there, I will say no human beings are born without certain innate abilities, which must be developed for personal, family, community, and national enhancement and contribution. It is when the innate ability that God has given to you, like we have it in the Bible, we are not equally talented. We are not equally endowed, but there's nobody without one form of ability or the other. The opportunity to develop those abilities also determine whether you are poor or you are not poor. Now, therefore, I go to the beginning as it is. of life, which becomes rich or poor, or stomach, which becomes filled or empty. And what is this? The beginning is first security of life, that you are able to live, security and protection of life. Before you talk of food or poverty, you have to be able to live. And that is the first thing. Then, of course, part of being able to live is to have food security. Food, and I will even add food security and nutrition security. Very important after you are being able to live. But what I said earlier, education is the basic instrument and the basis for individual cognitive development, skill acquisition, empowerment, employment, and wealth creation and generation. Education is fundamental. Fundamental. Now, it is the first and most potent instrument to tackle and banish poverty and hunger, abject hunger. As it is for an individual, it is also for a family, a community, and a nation. If you do not have the knowledge, the empowerment in terms of education, you are handicapped. As an individual, as a family, as a community, as a nation, and even as a continent. Where there's no education, invariably there will be poverty. And where there's poverty, there will be hunger. Abject poverty leads to hunger. Both are jolly good bedfellows, poverty and abject hunger. With education must be character, morality, and great attributes inculcated into everyone in the community, the society, and the nation. In such a group of people, or among such people, everyone is everyone else's brother, friend, sister, keeper, in an inclusive society where there is caring and sharing. And that is the African culture, African society. Then what has happened? I come to that. The people must hold themselves in the African culture of I am because we are. You don't stand alone. You are not I, it's we. Because it is we together. Ubuntu, that's the word, the best word in South African language that puts it. So at all levels and in all walks of life, we must have leaders, particularly in the political and governance sectors, whose character and attributes are as strong, commendable, and wholesome, as recommended for members of the community, as earlier described. What is it? Attribute of love, attribute of we are together, attribute of whatever concerns you concerns me, attribute of we, attribute of community. We talk of communality, not communism, communality. And that is the way that we have what makes us together. You have a share. I have a share. Leaders must also have these attributes. Leadership matters most and is the greatest and gravest ingredient of ending poverty, hunger. Before dwelling further on this all-important issue of leadership, there must be established or created a system and conditions that are suitable, a system and environment that are suitable for performance and achievement by the leader and his or her team. There must be the leader. Yes, we need the leader to achieve, but the condition must be provided, must be appropriate, must be suitable for the leader and his or her team to be able to perform. Because the condition and the situation are not so conducive, performance will be very adversely affected. Let us now consider the leadership issue, which is a very paramount issue in all human affairs, starting from the family, leadership matters, community, leadership matters, in the market, leadership matters, in the church, leadership matters. There is no human organization that does not cry for leadership, but more particularly in the political affair, because politics is the master. Everything that we do, politics is the master. So, what we need, who is a leader? Maxwell, a great expert on the issue of leadership, simply described a leader as an influencer. Then who, therefore, is a leader? Everybody, in one form or the other, is a leader. Because you can influence. You can influence. So, first, we have attribute. We have what God has endowed us with, which must be developed. And then that development in terms of education empowers. And that development also makes you be an effective or a bad leader, depending on the attributes that you take along with it, because of you can influence. Let's now consider leadership nurture. How is leadership nurtured, prepared, and inculcated for continued good influence, and like Jesus Christ, going about doing good. And at political level, good governance through good leadership. Since I have made reference to Jesus Christ, as it is said of him, you will kindly permit me to use example of Jesus Christ, who was unmatchable exemplary leader. First, his birth was not shrouded in secrecy, lies, and untruth. We know his mother. We know his mother, Mary. His father, his earthly father, they didn't make any thing about it and how he came to be born. It was all put for us. The circumstances of his birth, and we know him as Jesus of Bethlehem, even the village where he was born. We know of his childhood. At the age of 12, we are given his growth and development up to the age of 30 years, when he commenced his mission. A leader's life and history must be an open book. I told you about this thing. I don't know how I decided to use it, but I will get there. You just have to exercise patience. This is the first time I will do this, but I will not do it again. Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to prove to you that I'm not as illiterate as people may think I am in using computer. But I've now found that I've messed it up again. Well, I'm talking of leadership and a leader as an influencer. So a leader can influence for good and can influence for ill. A leader can influence for good and can influence for ill. He can lead well or he can lead badly. So what then do we need to do to ensure that we have no, I've got it. What then do we need to do to make sure that we get it right? First, we must ensure that there's no lack of education. Lack of education for a child gives that child every high probability of being abjectly poor and falling into hunger trap. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude on my strong conviction and equally on strong warning. With integrity, discipline, good governance, elimination of corruption and waste, Nigeria can get rid of abject poverty and chronic hunger within a decade and a half. We have 24 children that should be in 24 million children that should be in school that are not in school. 24 million out of 244 in the world. We have 10% of the world children that should be in school that are not in school. If we are going to talk of eliminating hunger and abject poverty, we must get all those children into school. And as I said, I believe we do it well. In 15 years, we can get our population almost 100% educated in 15 years. But to do that, you need the right leadership. And if we have that, as I said, good governance, elimination of corruption and waste, Nigeria can get rid of abject poverty and chronic hunger within a decade and a half. If China can do it, China lifted 700 million people. I have been in China. I've been in their rural area where I live with the poor people who, in winter, for heating their rooms, is the cooking that they allow the smoke to go under their bed. That's how they heat their room. But within a space of 15 years, China lifted 700 million people out of poverty. So we can achieve that if all things are equal. And as I said, if China can do it, we can do it. We have human and non-human materials to banish poverty and hunger from Nigeria. But what applies to Nigeria applies to almost all other countries in Africa. Nigeria should have no business with poverty and abject poverty and hunger. God has not made that our Lord. Rather, it is the conscious and unconscious choice of Nigerian leaders. And this is no different from any other African country in similar situation. That situation must be changed. Now comes the strong warning. If we don't take up the responsibility to take care of educating the uneducated and integrating them into constructive, productive, and gainfully engage them within the society, the uneducated and the unemployed will take care of us all as unpleasantly as they can make it. We are all sitting on kegs of gunpowder. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. We should create no room for the poor and the hungry, because in desperation, their fury will be uncontrollable. The good news, though, is that God has endowed us with adequate resources in Nigeria to have no abject poor and chronic hungry among us. So are many other countries in Africa that are also richly endowed. Let me take one of the countries that is regarded as poor in Africa, DRC. Right now, I'm involved in the DRC. This is a country that has 9 countries as its neighbors that border with him, and the sea, so the largest in Africa. No other country in Africa is bordered by 9 countries. It's a country that has 2 time zones, the only country in Africa. The time in Kinshasa is 1 hour behind the time in Goma. It's a country that is 2.5 times the size of Nigeria. 2.5 times the size of Nigeria. It's a country that has about 1/3 the population of Nigeria. It's a country that has 60% of the cobalt, and for if we are talking of battery car and all that, you need cobalt. 60% of the cobalt deposit in the world is in DRC. There's a neighbor of DRC that has no cobalt and is exporter of cobalt. There's a country, neighbor of DRC, that didn't have gold. It has 8 gold refineries. And that country, DRC, is still regarded as one of the poorest countries in Africa. Now, how can that be if all things are right? I was first in DRC on the 1st of October 1960 as a young officer under the UN peacekeeping. In 2009, I was sent to DRC again by Ban Ki-moon, and I was there for 18 months just to see what is going on. The problem of DRC in 1960 was still there in 2009, and the problem of DRC in 1960 and 2009 are even more there today. Now, I give that as a typical example. You can take any other country. They will be more or less in the same situation. It may be just a little bit different. So, what am I saying? What am I saying is simple. That leadership matters. And what applies to Nigeria applies to any other country. And I've given an example. Nigeria should have no business, as I've said, with the poverty. And this is no different from Malawi, make it Zambia, any other country. Now, so we are all endowed. What matters is what we make of the endowment. We have no reason to complain. And why we are complaining is because we are not doing enough for ourselves. Why are we poor? We are poor because unwittingly we have chosen to be poor. Let me give another example. Some time ago, when I was president, there was problem in Guinea-Bissau. And I was chair of AU. John Kufuor of Ghana was chair of ECOWAS. And then I said to him, let's go. And he said, where are we going? I said, we are going to Guinea-Bissau. Meet me at the airport. And he did. And what do we have? We met at the airport. He came into my plane. And as we were about to land, he looked, everything was green. Water, green. And he said to me, hey, my brother, this country should not be poor. I said, my brother, tell me which country should be poor in Africa. And that is true. Which country should be poor in Africa? When we got there, this is a country, if you plant any fruit, any tropical fruit, it will grow luxuriantly. We got to the hotel, we had imported grape, not banana, not orange, not pineapple, not tangerine, imported grape. We had imported apple. So I told President John Kufuor, I say, I am protesting. He said, how are you protesting? I say, I'm protesting by not eating this fruit that they've put here. And that is the type of Africa that we give to ourselves. Now, I believe what God, we should pray God to who has endowed us with all the resources, that you should also endow us with the provision of leadership for great leap forward for Nigeria and for global Africa. The leadership. Dele, thank you for successfully pulling a fast one on me. And if I know Ruben, as I said, maybe he has some hand in the conspiracy. But Dele, in all seriousness, on my own behalf and on behalf of all of us here and all your friends who are not here, but who wish you well, and especially on behalf of Kabesi and your senior friend brother who has lost one day from the 3 days that he was senior to you, I congratulate you most heartily. And I hope that 5 years from now, when you will be celebrating your 70, you will invite me properly. And I will answer you adequately. And on that occasion, we will be able to examine what progress Africa has made in banishing hunger and poverty. Because until we are able to do that, we are not going to be recognized as right as we should be recognized by the international community. That I know, and I believe that you know. Africa has embarked on a journey. on a journey of making Africa what God has created it to be, a land flowing with milk and honey. To achieve that, we need all hands on deck, and particularly the hands of our leaders, to make sure that we are able to turn God's resources to our benefit. Thank you.
Now is when I will ask for another round of applause for Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Some people are not clapping. Do you have a... Okay, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, GCON. Well, while I was standing there, but at some point my legs were paining me. As I kept looking at Baba and I would say, this is an old man and he is standing here for almost an hour. And it wasn't showing any sign of fatigue. Please, another round of applause for him. I pray that when you all grow old like that, you still be very strong and agile as Baba is. Kábíyèsí, Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀, Ọọ̀ni Òrìṣà, Ọ̀jájá II, Ọba Adéyẹyè, Ẹnìtàn, Ògúnwùsì, is in our midst. Kábíyèsí, thank you for joining us. His Excellency, the Governor of Osun State. I introduced him earlier in absentia. You all know him. Governor Ademola Jackson Adeleke. The only governor that I know who can beat the drum, who can dance, who can sing, and the assignment with a sense of humor. But more than that, with a lot of achievements. Very quickly. Now, President Obasanjo has given us a lot of food for thought. If the photographers could please just calm down. I'll try to give a very quick summary. Baba's speech was a combination of theory, analysis, and practical recommendations based on his own experience, his own education. Don't forget, he has a PhD. He's not just chief, he's not just general. He's an intellectual and an author in his own right. What are the big takeaways for me? Please, can these photographers be respectful and stop making noise? What are the big takeaways for me? One, the theoretical distinction that he made between relative poverty and abject poverty and the connection with hunger. In other words, he was saying that what we should be concerned about is abject poverty, and that it is abject poverty that leads to hunger. And that if you address the problem of hunger, you will also be able to address the problem of abject poverty, which is the major challenge that we face. He noted that our country is blessed, Africa is blessed, every individual is blessed. It is what you do with it that matters. And to resolve that connection between hunger and abject poverty, he says security is important. Security, we all know that. The reason many of our farmers cannot go to the farms is because we have a security challenge in the country. He talked about the need for education again and again. And he made a point that education empowers, because with education comes knowledge. And if you are properly empowered, you will call upon that inner resource to be able to address whatever challenge you may face. 3, he talked about something very important. The idea that we all exist for each other. You are because we are. It's not like Japan Soko Yusu, European. He was talking about what is called Ubuntu. J.S.M. Beatty, in his book on African philosophy, Paul Ntonji, also in his book on African philosophy, calls it Ubuntu. And Baba captured it by talking about African communalism. Not African communism, he made that distinction. African communalism. Everybody playing their own part and contributing to the development of those resources that we have. Baba also talked about leadership. And he repeated that again and again and again, that leadership matters. And in that regard, he cited the example of Jesus Christ. I don't know whether most of you listened to him in that regard. You remember that Baba is a Christian theologian. He has a PhD in theology from the National Open University of Nigeria. And he was more or less telling us that morality is very important. Like it's a moral choice. And that's why he said, leadership can be for good, it can be for ill. And of course, he cited examples of countries that are not doing well because they failed at the level of leadership. The example of Democratic Republic of Congo is particularly instructive. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, in the eastern region, Kivu and all that, you have the M23 rebels, and there is a tripartite fight there between M23, Rwanda, and the government of Tshisekedi at the center. And he used that example, a country that is so rich, but because of leadership problems, that country has not been able to achieve its potential. President Obasanjo went to fight there in 1960. This is 2025. He's still going there to help achieve peace. But in order not to repeat everything that he said, the need for governance, the need for accountability, the need for collective responsibility, the emphasis on education, and the fact that all of us can banish hunger, can banish abject poverty. Emphasis, abject poverty. Now, this was meant as a keynote presentation. I know some of you would like to respond, but, I think it's more important to pay attention to the takeaways. As I have seen them, I don't know what your own takeaways are, but I would like to thank President Olusegun Obasanjo for not disappointing us. Thank you very much, sir. So I will call on Mr. Ogunlana to do more introductions. There are a lot more people in the hall.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to recognize in our midst the Consul General of the South African Republic, Dr. Bobby Monroe. Thank you for joining us. May I also recognize Mrs. Edwina Asoma-Banda, a woman of excellence, grace, and quiet impact, representing strength and intellect with a global voice. You're welcome. Thank you for being with us. Representing His Excellency Atiku Abubakar by his aides, we have Mr. Abdul Rashid Shehu, Special Assistant on Media, and Engineer Itza Uso, Special Assistant on Digital Media. His Excellency Atiku Abubakar would have wished here. He wouldn't have wanted to miss this event, but he has to be at his university's 2025 commencement ongoing in Yola. Can we please give the distinguished guests a round of applause? And then very quickly, we will go on to goodwill messages. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite His Imperial Majesty, the Ooni of Ife, a royal icon and spiritual leader of the Yoruba race, known for his wisdom, youthful dynamism, and relentless advocacy for peace, unity, and African culture. Please welcome with me His Imperial Majesty, Oba Dr. Adeyeye Enitan Ogusi Ojaja II.
Excellency, the nation Nigeria, but the father of the entire African people. Please, I want you all to give Baba a resounding round of applause. Baba, Aranya Mali, and I personally, I revere you so very much. Every time I have opportunity to talk about you, I can hold on to the microphone and spend hours. As the spiritual head of our race, I can go in trance today and spend 4 hours talking about Baba. And you are all in trouble, you won't leave this hall because you won't even feel it. You will continue to hear about the definition of grace, the definition of honor. I won't call it luck, but Enitiori Shada, Baba, you will continue to grow in wisdom, in honor, in good health. How many elders can stand in front of all of us here for close to over an hour? It's not possible. You have found a lot of grace in your Creator. God will continue to bless you. And thank you for honoring the celebrant, our very own Bob D. A lot of people don't understand the nexus between Bob D and Ife. Bob D is actually a true blood of the throne and is part of the throne of Oduduwa. In all ramification, his youthful age, his conception, all the good things, all the bad things, and all the ugly things he learned in this world, he got them from the throne. We have found a great favor to have put and pulled these eminent people together in this country. May God continue to honor your paths. On behalf of Bob D, I want to thank all of you for finding time to come out of your very busy schedule. You left all the works and everything that you are doing to honor him. Please, I want you all to give yourself a resounding round of applause for this honor. My very own Excellency, my ever harmless governor, with a very noble heart, a jolly good fellow. I have never seen anybody that will beat you in dance step in this country. But pay attention, you didn't clap very well. But you beat Baba. Please leave Baba, don't break Baba's back. Baba is still useful for us. But please pay attention. He's dancing and he's walking at the same time. So please give him a resounding round of applause. If I charge my Excellency for that, he will give you some very wonderful dancing steps right now. And honestly speaking, I'm not joking. Because right here on the podium, you have a singing king. And then when you combine it with a dancing governor, we will take over this podium completely. Do you want to try us? You want to try us? The nays have it. I thought you would have said no, then you would have had the day for yourself. But you all said yes. Your Excellency, God bless you, and God bless all the works of your hand. I greet all elders that are here because of time. I can go on and on. But for me, I'm going to take a snippet from what our Baba said about who we are and the race we belong to beyond Nigeria. Growing up, I used to think, is there anything fundamentally wrong with a black man? Today is still a question I'm trying to decipher. But a lot of people, because of our very short attention span, probably you wouldn't have listened attentively to what Baba said throughout. But I listened very aptly. And thanks to Baba Legba, Dr. Ruben Abati, for this summary. I think it's a very strong take-home for all of us to know that to end poverty and hunger, it's in the hands of you and I. And it's about time for us to be serious. Look at what Baba said when he was with the president of Ghana and they were flying to Guinea-Bissau. And they got to the hotel, a Greenland full of milk and honey that can produce anything in this world. Yet, they got to the hotel, they saw imported apple, imported grape. The same thing happens in this our their country, Nigeria. I have so many examples. Even our leaders, governors and presidents, when they are hosting you, what they are using to feed you, they are all imported. Look at as simple as butter, as simple as basic dishes that they are going to give you to eat. They are all done outside the walls of our continent. So let us apply Baba Obasanjo's approach. I want all of us to look at ourselves from head to toe and talk truthfully to yourself. What is truly made in this country that I'm putting on? Everything, both internal wares and external wear. Some of us here, maybe only me, I'm Baba the only traditional ruler here. Maybe some underneath Bante, Aluwo, and all what have you. I inherited them from Baba Obasanjo anyway. But truthfully speaking, everything you eat on a daily basis, your meal, where are they made? What you're wearing, where did they come from? From Anambra, from Abia, from Katsina, from Lagos State, from Ogun State, from Kogi State. Let's keep asking ourselves this question. For me, on this throne, I pay very conscious effort, and I can tell you boldly, almost 90% of what I'm wearing, internally and externally, including the Bante, is made from Nigeria. Do you want to find out about that Bante? I know you will be very inquisitive about that. Baba, should I give them that go ahead to find out? So for me, a very short story to round up. I did one project and I actually lured Baba to come and bless the project. And when Baba got there, I told Baba that we didn't spend $1 on this project. Baba was very amazed and couldn't believe it. Baba got very energized and said, okay, I'm going to spend more time. I was thinking I would just spend few minutes. But I'm so impressed, we all moved around. Time to sit down. I told Baba about the chair, everything, the people that made, I brought all of them out, including the TV, the AC, everything made in Nigeria, assembled, made in Nigeria. And that's the truth. So we sat down. I'm going somewhere. We sat down on the chair, like 4 of us. I'm happy Yadra was here, was there that day too. She's here too. Myself, Baba, Yadra, and someone else came to join us. The next thing we heard was, boom, the chair just broke. And you know, Baba, out of his hilarious ways and means of doing things, he said, Kabiyesi, don't worry. It's made in Nigeria, but the chair just settled. It's settlement. You know, but I learned something that day. I was angry, but he was able to calm me down that, don't worry, we will get there. This is pure patronage. If everybody can be bold enough to patronize what is our own, the chair that got broken today, you will improve on it and take it to another level. On this note, I want to challenge each and every one of us. If we want to break poverty in this country, let us be patriotic. Patriotism, patriotism, and patriotism. God bless you, and God bless our dear country, Nigeria. Thank you very much.
For the next goodwill message, please join me in welcoming on stage His Excellency Governor Ademola Jackson Adeleke.
Hello. How are you doing today? I'm the chief host. I know you are aware of that. I declare today is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice. I'm glad in it. Olúwa mi, mo dúpẹ́. Olúwa mi, mo dúpẹ́. Olúwa mi, mo dúpẹ́. Mo dúpẹ́. Sing along with me, please. Olúwa mi, mo dúpẹ́. Olúwa mi, mo dúpẹ́. Olúwa mi, mo dúpẹ́. Mo dúpẹ́, mo dúpẹ́, mo dúpẹ́. Èmi nìkan. Ìdí tí mo fi yìn bàbá, èmi nìkan. Ìwọ lọ́lọ́run mi, ìwọ ẹlẹ́dàá mi, ọba àwọn ọba, olúwa olúwa, ọba títí láyé, kò lè yí padà, èmi ó máa yàn títí ayé. Thank you very much, man. Now let's time is fast spent. My Baba, my father, the former president of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, members of Osun State Assembly Council here present, our Baba Oni of Ife, Obadieye Emito Ogunsi, my Aburo, the celebrant, Are Akirogun, Dele Momodu, and his lovely wife and beautiful wife, Director General, Nigeria Institute of International Affairs, Professor Egusa Osagi, political functionaries, other important personalities here present, notably Reverend Mother Esther Bimbola Ajayi, Chief Oyewole Fashawe, Chief Olisa Mentel, security operatives, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. My brother, I'm so happy for you today. We started since day before yesterday in Ibadan when you invited me to come and declare Dele Momodu Leadership Center in Ibadan. It was so beautiful. I declared it open. I went round, and indeed, it was a leadership center. You have done well for yourself. Please give me a big round of applause. And Baba has said it all, and Baba Oni, when it comes to leadership. The problem we have is that a lot of people, they don't have fear of God. If you have a fear of God, you will do the right thing. In our Osun State, I have a fear of God as a leader. In 2 years, Baba has come over like 3 times. Because I know Baba, if you invite Baba to come and commission or do whatever, Baba will send somebody to go and investigate first. Is it true that Governor Adeleke has done this, has done that? So after getting that feedback, Baba came over, spent the night, and we did everything. And one thing a lot of people don't know is that they'll be seeing me dancing, jolly, but they don't know my other part. I deceive them. Let them be thinking that I'm not a very serious person. So after 2 years, because I am the light. Everybody say Mole. And when light comes, darkness vanishes. Osun is moving. Osun, there's light everywhere. When you come to Osogbo, the capital now, you see everything moving well. I mean, Baba, for the first time, the cradle of Yoruba land, having some nice bridges. I am trying to fix it like Atlanta Bridge, they call it Spaghetti Junction. And that is what is happening in Ife. You know, when I first I was elected, I'm not a governor that just sit around in the office. I move around and see what is going on. I said, all our big cities and even interland. And then, of course, we have 5-point agenda, which education is a priority. When I came in, all our students are like behind. I think there are 33 or something in the whole Nigeria. And I said, it's not acceptable. Went around, start building schools. Within 2 years, more than 300 schools, beautiful schools. And of course, because without education, you can't be a leader, there will be no leader. Ekabo Baba. Baba, let's do your Nokia. Ekabo, sir. So we began to make sure we hire teachers and we train them. Today, we are number 7. We are number 7. And we are still moving. We make sure we get there and become number 1. That is what you call leadership. Just because you are a leader doesn't mean that you should not listen. If you're a good listener, as you see me, I call Baba Oni, we will chat. I'll say, this is what I want to do. What do you think? And he will give me that advice. And I will go home and pray about it. And the next day, I will carry it out. Every time. So you have to be a good listener. Like I said, fear of God first. If you have a fear of God, and you know what you want to do is not the right thing, you will change your mind and do the right thing. Then you've been doing the law you with money. You cannot law Dele Momodu, my brother, with money. And when he believed that getting that glory. So when I came in, I said, okay, that Abiodun, you must recognize that. I mean the governor of Ogun State. You must recognize that this Adire is from Osun. If you don't recognize it, I will take you to court and they will ban you from producing Adire. So in our executive section, I said every Wednesday we must wear Adire and we keep, wearing it. Encourage people, to move on. So that education is very, very important, like Baba said, for us to have that leadership, thing in us. Because without education, we are deceiving ourselves. But I can assure you that in Osun State, as I'm speaking to you, nobody can attest to that. I did not borrow any money to do any job that we are doing. Because I believe I caught all the excesses. I don't have to report to any, they said, Godfather, I know Godfather, this and that. That's right. And of course, being prudent, very, very prudent. Like Baba, Obasanjo taught me that you have to be very prudent. And of course, integrity. If you are a leader, if you don't have integrity, then what mouth do you have to tell other people? They don't call me talk and do governor for nothing. Right? Then Abinego. When I say I want to do something, I will do it. I spoke to Baba yesterday. I said the bridge is almost 80% completion. But because a lot of people come over here in Ife, they must get to Oni's Palace. The road has been abandoned for many years. I said, what is going on here? When everybody hear Ife, they will think that when you get there, you should be with him. But that is changing now. That is what you call leadership. I told him, all the road leading to your palace and around there, I've given them executive order that we're going to fix it. It's not in the budget, but we managed to put it in there. Because after the bridge, if we don't fix that road, it'll be useless. So it's all now, but I can assure you. And we're going to put that beautiful light everywhere to make Ife look beautiful, among other cities that we have. So, on that note, let us join hands together. You don't have to be in government to do your part. Do your part. Don't complain about government all the time. But when you do your part and you are satisfied with your conscience, you are a leader. So on that note, because of time, I will sing for my brother and let us sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dele Momodu. Happy birthday to you, for he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us. And so say all of us. And so say all of us. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good. And so say all. Ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú ìjìnlẹ̀. Ẹ ṣeun o. Ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú ìjìnlẹ̀. Ẹ ṣeun o. Àlá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ ṣeun o. Òní mi sọ̀rọ̀. I love you so much. Thank you very much for this.
Well, I'm sure nobody was surprised. Governor Adeleke started with songs, he ended with songs and a lot of dancing. Quite characteristic. Please, a round of applause for Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State. Now, while he was speaking, more guests came in. In fact, the hall is so filled up, there's almost nowhere to sit. People are standing from the front to the back. Now, by way of more introductions, I've seen Chief Rotimi George Taylor. He's here with us. Earlier on, Mr. Ogunlano introduced Mrs. Asoma Banda. Now, the thing to note about Mrs. Banda is that she came all the way from Ghana. All the way from Ghana. Now, Mrs. Banda was married until March 1, 2025, to one of the richest men in Ghana, a philanthropist, the very first Ghanaian to own a private jet, Chairman Antrak Aviation, Chairman Antrak Holdings, Chief Asoma, or rather Alhaji Asoma Abu Banda. And now here today, we have his wife coming all the way from Ghana to honor Basharun Dele Momodu. And you all know that Ovation has an office in Ghana. Basharun Dele Momodu has very strong connections with Ghana. Thank you very much, Mrs. Banda, and all the persons from Ghana at this occasion. Tony Chiejina is here, Sir Tony Chiejina, representing Alhaji Aliko Dangote. The Balogun of Ife is also here. Chief Alex Deduyemi. Chief Alex Deduyemi is a father to the celebrant. Benga Olunloyo is here. I'll see him now. Eta Uso is also in the hall. I'm trying to see if I can use this opportunity to introduce Bobby's family. I've seen two of the sons in front. Pekon, Dele Momodu. Pekon, please stand up for recognition. Is Pekon not here? Okay, is Eniafe, right? Eniafe is here. That's Eniafe there. And Yole, thank you very much for coming to honor your dad. And then she has stepped out now. Chief Mrs. Mubolaji Dele Momodu, the Are Basharun of Okela. Well, she's the one who has made all of this possible, made it very possible for Chief Dele Momodu. Here she comes. Please, let's give her a round of applause. Chief Mrs. Mubolaji Dele Momodu. Congratulations, madam, because today is your day as well. If you didn't give him enough peace, enough time, he will not be, none of us will be here, actually. I've seen Wale Okuniyi, activist, politician. I've seen Professor Anthony Killer. Professor Anthony Killer, thank you for coming. Okay, we'll now take goodwill messages, and I'll quickly call on Mr. Ogunlanu to invite the first person. Please, those who are going to give goodwill messages, let's keep it very short, if possible, 1 minute, so that we can all be out of here before lunchtime. Mr. Ogunlanu.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Bode Olajumoke for his goodwill message. Dr. Bode Olajumoke, if you're still with us. Dr. Bode Olajumoke. Can we give him a round of applause as he comes up, sir?
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly observed. It's been a long day, and so I'm not going to take much of your time other than to say I'm satisfied at the large turnout at this reception for Dele Momodu. He's a very jolly good fellow, and indeed that is reflected in the audience at this function. My prayer for Dele is that he will celebrate many more of this day in happiness, in renewed strength, and above all in contentment, because contentment is very crucial in all that we do in life. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. May I invite His Excellency Dr. Bobby Monroe, the South African Consul General. Can we give him a round of applause?
Thank you very much, Program Director. I understand that my voice is too audible. Should I be soft when I speak? Thank you very much. Honorable Governor, thank you very much for being here with us. My dear brother and friend, Bob D. I didn't know the name Bob D. I was wondering who they were referring to, you and your beautiful wife. Guests, royal fathers with us today, elders, diplomatic corps, members of the media. On behalf of the people and the government of South Africa, I'd like to take this opportunity to say happy birthday to my brother Dele Momodu. This is the second time my wife and I become part of this very beautiful occasion. We are constantly humbled by the themes that are addressed during these sessions, and we are deeply touched by Baba's exposition on how Africa can deal with poverty. And for us as South Africa, as we celebrate 31 years of unbroken diplomatic relations between South Africa and Nigeria, we say we join hands with the people and the government of Nigeria in ensuring that we work together to eliminate the scourge of poverty, inequality, and unemployment. Honorable Governor Deleke will be very interested to know that I was talking to Mr. Banks yesterday, telling him that I will be delivering a letter to him today addressed to yourself, Honorable Governor, that we are planning a follow-up meeting with yourself to focus on issues of common interest and mutual benefit with the state of Oshun, the state of Gauteng, and the state of Northwest in South Africa. Our main focus is going to be agriculture, agro-processing, it's going to be tourism, and all other areas of interest, including student and academic exchange programs. So we are deeply touched that this event also focuses on areas that are geared towards eliminating poverty. To you, my dear brother, Bob D, may you be richly blessed. Your sons are here. They were a little bit shy in being acknowledged, but I understand. It's the age. We also pay gratitude to your beautiful wife for giving you a life that is stress-free. And we're looking forward to another 5 years of God's grace. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, please welcome on stage Mrs. Edwina Asoma Banda for her goodwill message.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests. I stand here today humbled and most grateful that I've met a man, Dele Momodu. And this side of Dele Momodu, the good wishes are coming from Ghana, because as much as he's Nigerian, he's also Ghanaian, 100% Ghanaian. And I'm so humbled that I'm able even to attend his 65th birthday. We go back years, 3 decades, I think. And he's been a brother, a father, a mentor, and everything to myself and my late husband. And today I stand here and ask for God's blessing. First of all, long life, good health, divine favor and grace, and everything that his heart desires, God should grant unto him. And we'll meet here again in the next, I don't know how many more years God will give him, but I pray for more years that we'll meet again and celebrate him in glory and victory. God bless you, Dele. And we love you so much. And this is a special message from JM, His Excellency President John Mahama. He is also a dear friend of yours. He wasn't able to come here, but he sent his best wishes to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All the way from Ghana. Bob D, you are 100% Ghanaian. Okay. I don't know if Chief Olisa Metu is back. I saw him stroll in and out. Otherwise, I'd like to bring back on stage Dr. Ruben Abati.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ogunlano. Well, now there will be a very brief ceremony. The staff of Ovation, where is Bobby? Okay, the staff of Ovation, they say they would like to make a presentation to their chairman. Now, please, let's make that very brief. Okay, here you are.
Thank you, Dr. Ruben. Please, all the staff of Ovation Media Group, please be on standby. Now we're going to stand on the existing protocol that our elders, our senior colleagues, and leaders have already set. Today we want to honor somebody who is a father figure to all of us. Somebody who has shown us love. Somebody who has been there at our beck and call. We want to make a token presentation to him. And so I want to call on everyone who is connected with Ovation Group to make it to this podium right now. You see, sir, these are your children, sir. See, when Shakespeare beheld a very beautiful woman, he didn't know what else to say, and then he acknowledged Thank you, sir. Please, Mrs. Momodu, please join. So while he was trying to acknowledge a beautiful woman, he didn't have any word. And so he did everything in a rhetorical question. And that's why he said, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? And then he answered himself, he said, no, thou art more lovely and more temperate. Now, there's nothing we can compare Bob D to. There is absolutely nothing we can compare him to. He is so great. Such a great man. Such a wonderful person. There is nothing we can give him as a gift that will be a measure of what he is. To us, first, I don't know about you, but to us, there is nothing we can give him as a measure. And so we decided to encapsulate his achievements in a document. And that is what we have here. Our dear chairman at 65, Are Dele Momodu, the great. This is a compilation of everything he has been in this life. Everywhere he has been to, the people he has met. If you are not here, please meet him again. The people he has met, all of them are encapsulated in this little document, that's what I will call it. And say, sir, we make this token presentation. I please want to humbly request the presence of the governor to come and help us do this presentation, sir. The governor, sir, please. Please, sir. Thank you, sir. Please, Mr. Michael Effiong, wherever you are, please, your attention is needed here, sir. Everyone who has been a staff of Ovation, past and present, if you are here, please join us on this podium, please.
Where is Michael? Debbie.
Please, Ovation staff, past, present, if you are here, step up, please. Please. Please, this is our big day.
Let's do it.
Okay, sir. So, sir, on behalf of your children, that's what I will call us. On behalf of your children, we are making this token of, we are giving this token of appreciation to you for your hard work, for your greatness, for your being a father, for your giving back, for your giving forward, for everything that you have ever been and you have ever meant to humanity. So we say congratulations and happy 65th birthday. Can somebody put his hand together, please? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you.
May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. Check your mouth. May the good Lord bless you.
The jolly good fellow.
He's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good fellow. And so said all of us. Hooray! Hooray!
He's a jolly good fellow.
He's a jolly good fellow. for he's a jolly good fellow, and so said all of us. A round of applause for Bob D one more time, please. Please, if you're wondering, that's the childhood picture of Bob D. Thank you. Now you give me the mic. Thank you, Governor, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Ruben.
Hello.
I don't tell mommy already.
Hello. Please, Chief Dele Momodu should still remain on the stage. We have one or two more presentations, but that should not take up to a minute. Please, you just make your presentation, and we're closing this program right now. Yole Dele Momodu will give the vote of thanks. Yole, please get ready. Please, let's make it quick. Ovation staff, please, please, please.
Oh, yeah. Aya now. Presenter, come out, please.
One more presentation, and then we'll take the vote of thanks. Colonel Udofia, please, quickly, from CMC Gladiators. Yole Dele Momodu, please approach the podium. Oh, okay, both of you are coming. Okay, Yole, come. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll take the vote of thanks, and then we'll take the national anthem. Okay, my wife is sitting in front there. Kikeloma Atondawo Abati. Thank you. Everybody had been asking after you. Where is she? Where is she? But, okay, just say what you want to say in 1 second. Please.
Hello everybody. Bob D, happy birthday to you. I will not be satisfied if I don't say this about Bob D. My name is Dr. Mrs. Quincy Ayodele. When I started my business in the 90s, it was Dele Momodu that helped me to do my first artwork from London. I did not even know what artwork was. So he made my artwork. Not only did he do that, he celebrated Quincy from inception. He was always like carrying the advert like free of charge for almost 2 years. And that kind of gave me out to the world. And from that humble beginning that he participated in my upbringing of my business, here I am today in the presence of the Almighty God. Bob D, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mrs. Quincy Ayodele. Zaki Aze, thank you also for coming. Benny Obaze, I saw Benny Obaze somewhere earlier on. Benny Obaze, thank you very much. Zaki Aze, I haven't seen your torchlight. He says it's in his pocket. Okay, in your pocket, that should be money, not torchlight. Okay, Yole Dele Momodu.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for all coming to the second Dele Momodu Leadership Lecture. I couldn't possibly do justice to all the wonderful and honorable men and women that have graced us with their presence today, but I would like to offer thanks on behalf of my dad. We are humbled by your presence as we come together to discuss how we can tackle the biggest issues concerning Nigeria and Africa as a whole. I would like to thank our special guest speaker,
President Obasanjo for providing his wisdom and insight into the intricacies of dealing with hunger and poverty. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank our Chief Guest of Honor, President Jonathan, for his support of this event. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank everyone who has extended their goodwill and well wishes. They are well received and reciprocated. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you to the ushers and support staff, the caterers, the organizers, the security, and everyone who worked hard to make this event happen. Thank you to the media, the photographers, camera crew, audio engineers. We appreciate all of you. Finally, I would like to thank the man that brought us all together. He's an inspiration to so many, and I greatly admire that he has used his birthday, a day for coming together, to focus our energy on tackling the issues facing our beloved Africa. Thank you, Father.
Any affair? Crazy.
Well, a round of applause for Dele Momodu. Well, I was beckoning on Dele Momodu to join his brother and his dad. I wouldn't believe that he's so shy, because he's the one that is out there in the public eye, going, comparing events and being in the public space. But maybe today he allowed his elder brother to be the one to speak, which shows, African culture again. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, I understand that some people still have gifts to present. You can present the gifts to the celebrant. And then, of course, there's pepper souping and jollophing after this program, later in the day. I'm sure that you have an invitation to that. The event will not be complete without pepper soup and jollof rice. And the chief host at that pepper soup and jollof is His Excellency, the Governor of Osun State. So if you want a lot of dancing and fun, please be the guest of Governor Ademola Adeleke. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may we rise for the national anthem. Nigeria.